everybody, my name is Tommy and today I'm going to be your science teacher. Today is the first topic of all in our daily science week today. Okay, so do you know what is our topic? Why do flowers have different scents and of course colors? Why? So we're gonna answer this question throughout this lesson. 9 out of every 10 of the plants on Earth have flowers. That's a pretty interesting fact, isn't it? 9 out of 10. Wow, so many flowers. So if on Earth there are about a billion plants, then there's only going to be 5 billion plants that don't have flowers, and the rest do. Okay, so now let's move on. You see, have you ever seen flowers that have bees or butterflies in the morning pollinating them? And did you ever see moths or sparrows pollinating flowers at night? Have you ever seen them before? Well, this is something that is called pollinating, like I said. Pollinating is when an insect drinks nectar from one flower. So here's the starting point. So this is the first flower, and then it travels to the second flower. But in the meantime, when it is pollinating, when it's drinking nectar from the first flower, some pollen sticks to its belly. So when it moves to the next flower, the pollen, because the nectar is on the female side of the flower bud, and the pollen needs to be on the male side, so a pollen will of course land on the male side. Okay, so now that's called pollinating. So, but how do plants have seeds, by the way? Seeds to make new plants or reproduce. How? Well, when the pollinators or the insects and birds that drink nectar land on the bud of the flower, they will kick their feet to get the kick and stomp their feet so that the nectar will spray out. When they do that, the pollen will move from the male part to the female part, which creates seeds. And of course, the seed falls and we will have a new patch of flowers, or that type of plant. Now next we're gonna talk about what type of insects or animals like which type of flower. First, I have the violet. The violet has a purple color, and also it has something like a very, very strong scent. So what does that type of flower attract? Well, the first one that isn't correct is the moth, because the moth likes one with a lot of nectar, and it's at night, and it pollinates at night, but the violet opens in the daytime. Next, we have the bee. The bee is correct. It likes pollinating the violet, because the violet has a strong scent, and bees, even though they cannot see red, they could see purple, and Because it has a strong scent, it attracts bees. Next of all is the honeysuckle. The honeysuckle has lots and lots of nectar, and it opens at night. So it is the right one for the moth. How about the sparrow? The sparrow likes bright red flowers that don't have a scent and has little nectar. Well, it is the red hibiscus. So the sparrow would pollinate the red hibiscus. And because we only have one type of flower left, then that will go because we only have one type of flower left, the rose, then it will go with the last insect, the butterfly. Okay, so now let's move on and see some adaptations for plants to help it survive. First is the rose. Many animals like to eat the rose. So what adaptation does the rose have to protect itself? Well, could you see this? These are the thorns, like a cactus. So when an animal tries to bite on the rose, it will have to touch the thorns of the leaves and the thorn on the stem. That's very painful. How about the aster? Well, the aster has adaptations. You see these leaves? They look like spoons. So they will collect water for their daily survival with water, and then with water they could create food. Next is a tulip. The tulip actually has these lines on top, okay? So those lines are another adaptation. They collect water and sunlight. And they're working with the roots. Actually, both are connected. And only 2 holes in the stem are available. There are 5 holes, there are 3 lines, and it goes down to the roots. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the stinkiest flower ever discovered. What its name? It's kind of hard to say, but it's Rafflesia. Say it again. Rafflesia. 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 Do you understand now? Now, let's talk about the Rafflesia. Well, the Rafflesia has a very unusual adaptation. Its stinky smell. It looks and smells like rotting meat. This horrible smell and the red color attracts flies. Flies help pollinate the Rafflesia by carrying pollen from one Rafflesia to another Rafflesia. Depending on the size, the flower will bloom faster and make seeds faster, or the flower will bloom slower and make seeds slower. Okay, so it is the end of today's lesson, and see you next time with the next topic. Why don't dolphins drown while sleeping? Bye!